What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the RITE Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. For those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that and you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players, exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan Stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode, set ourselves back to our defaults, but let us know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today, and I will jump into Discord. Now, there is a chance that somebody's already there, ready to go. No, okay, not this week. But let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started. No worries, Yakety Lilac. Camilo, you'd like to get in? Alright. That can be arranged. Oh, let me get Steam Friends up here real quick. Okay. Invite should be on its way, Camilo. And then some talk of First Descendant stuff I saw. I've been playing a fair bit of that game as of late. It's been fun. It is grindy. So depending on if that's your cup of tea or not, I think that'll have a large influence on how much you do or do not like it. Baylor says, let us duel! I challenge you to a duel! Alright, that is to say, let me send an invite to Baylor as well. iRotor is also available. Nice. Okay, well, Baylor has beaten you to the punch here, but happy to get you in a little bit, iRotor, if that still works for you. McCall is here to redeem yourself from last week. Oh, don't say that. You had so many close matches, one-score matches last week, if I remember correctly.
Kisses for revenge.
It was just unlucky.
Core is online and apparently playing Pyre right now.
Yeah,
but not here.
Silly
I wonder
Core.
what he's up to.
He's training.
I'm gonna request to watch his broadcast.
Spy on him.
Getting ready.
Okay, looks like I'm player one, but Camille, are you on keyboard?
Yeah, something here.
Alrighty.
Do we want to do that?
No, I'm fine as player two.
Oh, okay.
He is no longer playing Pyre.
Now, do we have two people who usually like to play the Fate here, in which case someone is going to have to deviate from that?
Yes, I shall be Lendl this time.
Okay. Let me set you guys up then. We have one Camilo. We have one Thaler on the other side. Fate. And then accusers. Alright. There we go. I believe in your victory. Alright, well, it looks like we do have ourselves set. Oh, there's Core. Now he makes an appearance. Okay.
He was getting ready.
It's not like we've been talking about you.
How could we?
Well, it looks like we're ready to go for this one, unless, of course, there's something specifically we would like to see for this match, or we could, of course, give Camilo and Phaler a chance to warm up. That works, too. Alright, okay. I suppose if you were showing other people what Pyre is all about, that is acceptable. One of the best triumvirate names for the accusers. That's interesting. I don't know if I've given much thought to just the name alone. Which one I like the best. Well, anyways, why don't we get this one started? Because I don't think we have any requests here. now
Yeah,
now
pretty
we got
bad
some
nowadays.
trash talk.
I have not played for like a few weeks now, actually. Random
Oh.
stuff and just being slow on the draw. But yeah.
Well, we're getting a random Fall of Solium sermon intro and all for our first match.
The fortitude
Wow.
required to prevail. Cling to whatever
cannot see the
shred of
game.
hope you have. The fate stand ready. Accusers stand prepared. Now let us begin.
Alright, so no requests from chat. So this is all up to you guys to take whatever you'd like here.
I cannot be character and I cannot hear the game.
Okay. That sounds like a problem. let's attempt to address this. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, the remote play nowadays. Whoa, all these pop-ups. Okay, oh, well this would help. What about now?
I can select, but you still cannot hear the game, sadly.
Can't hear it. That's strange. I mean, I can uninvite you, re-invite you, see if that magically fixes it.
Sure.
Let's give that a quick shot. See if that is an easy fix. Okay, invite should be sent now. Right? It's a little early for this craziness, but I don't know. I am convinced that Remote Play hates Camilo. Unfortunately, it really likes to pick on him.
Still cannot hear nothing, but let's go anyways.
Yeah, remote play is sometimes bad when you first start a connection, so there's that. Sometimes it gets better over time.
We'll see.
Volfred.
Alright, well, it'll be Volfred in the first spot for Camilo. And then a Ninja Gareth in the first spot for Phaler. Core, perhaps suggesting that was a predictable setup, but now it's Web Lanthorn Tizo on Camilo's end.
Exile.
Titan Tooth Zaxiana for Phaler. Triesta's Plume on Tamitha is Camilo's last choice.
Exile.
As Phaler goes Web Lanthorn on Raji, and here we go for our first match of the day, and Phaler getting us off to a quick start with that Ninja Gareth setup. First goes downward, then goes upward on the next round, but this time Camilo able to intercept.
Poor exile.
Momentarily defenseless was Camilo, but quickly recovers here with Tamitha. She's blocked and banished, though. It's now Phaler's turn with Gareth. But this time, Gareth intercepted. Tizo. Back to Tamitha and back to Tizo again. Tizo nearly snuck through there. Does create a relatively dangerous portal, but Phaler still in possession here. Now Phaler with what is not a bad portal either, and that helps set up Gareth for a 20 damage throw. Throw intercepted, and now Camilo on the counter. But loses his sap in that exchange. And now Tamitha.
Oh, the orb is up.
A duel of the harps followed by a duel of the imps. But it is Phaler who emerges with Zoxiana only to quickly be banished by the exploding sapling. Volfred, the user of said sapling, and I'll be honest, from that range I would have expected that sap throw to be unblockable, but Phaler was able to get it. Then his throw is intercepted, and now this time, the sap throw lands for 25. Phaler, quick with that savage salute. Doesn't get it the first time round, but on the second attempt, gets the full 20 damage on that throw. Gareth back at it here, but this time throw intercepted. Camilo with Volfred. Phaler gets it back.
So much for Volfred.
Titan Tooth stuns Camilo, allowing Phaler to get the orb back here. And can you call that a heart push? It was kind of a heart push. But now at this point, Phaler would only need one more score, if not for rekindling, which given how Camilo does have a sap, is certainly a possibility. Although I feel like in past weeks we've seen that is not always something that Camilo opts to take. But there is 10, okay, so there is a second life bar. But at this point, one score, all that Phaler would need, and Phaler looking to get that right now, and there it is.
GG.
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 Was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, and let's head on back,
Until the next rite.
and let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Oh, and hey, Anor, how's it going? Good to see you. That was our first match. Didn't have anything in particular set up for it, but we got a random Fall of Solium with the sermon intro on as well, so it was a little bit extra festivity. And Macaws comes in and says, alright, time to turn Customize off. Fair enough, randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans in that case won't even get to see what they are in advance, just going to get thrown straight into the action. Could still do arena, could still do song, but otherwise we have basically everything accounted for here. And not immediately seeing anything. Oh, hold on. Hold on, we have a dirty deal. We have a dirty deal. Okay, and Ridge. Alright, so at this point, everything locked in, we are good to go. See what we end up with this time.
The fate shall confront.
For Camilo, it's Imp, Cur, and Demon. For Phaler, it is Cur and two saps. And it is his Cur.
Yes.
Is Cur getting off to a quick start? That was rookie, but no prayer beads, or built-in prayer beads for that matter, for him. But we know he has at least one mastery on the right side, because he had the 20 damage, and I think Phaler might have said he had some extra hops. Might be just about a purely meta Cur. Camilo testing out his Cur. That was at least a couple jumps. And a dangerous portal for Camilo, but Phaler's still in possession here. Well, not for long, though. In fact, everyone down on Phaler's side. Is there enough time for Camilo's throw? There is. So that's 30 damage. Phaler on double sap is a sight to see. Well, we are about to see it. Oh, look at that. Nifty maneuver from Camilo's Jodariel.
Oh, I don't have double dash with the demon.
Another banishment from Jody.
Now to the flame.
Jody trying to move in, but wall of auras here for Phaler. And and hard to break through for Camilo. Oh, and perfectly placed sapling as well, setting up that 25 damage sap throw. Taylor this time going the quick route with his cur, and that did look like a triple jump. Camilo now with his cur, both of which are rookie. Okay, now Camilo has Lucky Break, which I don't think Phaler's cur has. That's at least one minor difference. Is that an extra large blink on Phaler's sap there? Does he have the nutrition stick? He might. Oh, Camilo is 100% left side on the cur. Because only 15 damage on that plunge. So full mobility in that case. And the Lucky Break, as we saw previously, but missing out on that little bit of extra plunging damage. It is definitely nutrition stick. I take your word for it, Anor. Phaler gets the rebound right next to the Pyre and hops in here for 20. And barring an unexpected source of rekindling from a RITE Nite, which is possible, one score might be all that Phaler needs here, although Camilo with a very dangerous portal. Oh! Didn't need it on that occasion. Saw several potential ways to score there after hopping past the Pyre, not needing the portal, instead going for the throw, but only 10 damage in that case. Camilo's throw intercepted. Phaler, his attack is thwarted, but gets the rebound around the defender. Except Camilo does have 20 rekindling from a RITE Nite. Somebody had the rekindling talisman. I was gonna say, we had not seen many talismans show themselves, at least certainly not on Camilo's end. I don't really think on Phaler's end either, to be honest. I don't know if we've... Well, the nutrition stick, as we were saying. Outside of that, though, do we know anything about the talismans? But now Camilo, plunging for 15. Phaler, inches away. And now, of course, Phaler does have 2 saps, and very well may have some rekindling, if not a lot of rekindling, but if he doesn't happen to have any at all, then Jodariel does have enough damage for Camilo to finish it in 1 score. But there you see the wall of auras, and Phaler wins the orb back, and this time plunges in for the win.
GG.
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 The night is done.
Well played, you two. Alright, now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. That was a customized off match, along with several other things to go along with it. And I think we got our money's worth on that occasion. Of course, if we don't have anything in particular in mind, we can always just leave it up to the players to take whatever they want. That is always an option as well, except Yakety Lilac says, oh, interesting. Okay, this one's a controversial one. Oralek as an exile request. Okay.
Well, that's fun.
That will be interesting, how far the players go to set up Oralek. Of course, when set up in one of a few different ways, he can absolutely be the best character in the game. Okay, but Core comes in with a mastery request and says, no masteries that bring people back from banishments.
That's evil.
And no web lanthorns on the talisman either. Okay, so Core comes in and says, alright, let's do some damage control here. Oralek may be great, but let's not make him crazy OP. Right, so no Sacred Bond, no Avenging Aid. Okay, and no Web Lanthorn, as you said. Anor also jumps in and says no Titan Tooth. Wow, okay, lots of restrictions here.
Right.
Hope increases are allowed, just to clarify. No moon crest allowed, okay.
So boring.
Can someone write this down? I assume, well, Lucky Break is sort of like that, except it doesn't apply to Orlek. So Lucky Break is okay? Okay, so we're talking specifically things that help Orlek come back more quickly are generally banned. Alright, why don't we get started, and we might have to make some clarifying questions when players start setting up just to make sure that we are abiding by these rules.
The fate shall
Ooh, and we end up on the book.
the
Very small arena for Orlek, the character with the largest aura.
Who shall conduct the rites?
No boat. Unfortunately, no boat.
Too sad.
Okay. Power casting Headwind in the first spot for Camilo. Now we know we're going to see an Orlek on either side. We have seen many things to mitigate the extent to which Orlek can control the outcome of this match. The extra hope is allowed, so that is perhaps the most reliable way for him to not be banished for large periods of time. Baylor was considering it. But instead goes for the meta Orlek approach. Just doesn't have the supporting cast, or at least won't be allowed to have the same supporting cast that it was what made him so meta in the first place. Okay, now that's an interesting choice from Camilo. Taking one of the rings on Orlek means that he gets a little bit of a hope bonus, so rather than a 30-second banishment time, it's all the way down to 18, which is still pretty long, but nowhere near as bad as 13, or rather as 30 seconds. And, of course, does also come with the little other statistical bonuses and that infinite stamina at the beginning of the round as well. So maybe a little bit of the best of both worlds for Camilo. No bring backsies equals Coralek.
Well,
So this is where the going gets tricky, because the characters you would usually take with Orlek, or at least the setups on those characters, are by and large banned here. So this is where things need to get a little more unconventional. Choralek. Oh, okay. Choralek. I see. We'll make a productive 7-year-old out of you yet.
Is this allowed if it's not on Orlek?
I
What-
believe so.
I assume so. Was the moon crest just there, or just disallowed on Orlek? Can Phaler take it on Barker?
Yeah, Cor, speak up.
Yeah, just not Orlek. Okay. Barker Eternal is allowed. Confirmed.
Oh,
Yep. Allowed and encouraged, in fact, says Core. but instead we see prayer beads on Tamitha. I don't know what the actual origin of Barker Eternal was. Because I think it was just a thing that some people started doing a little bit, and it might not have initially had a name, but then eventually I associate it most with Core. Or at least, I think Core was the person who ultimately did name it. So we get a quick throwing manly here. But I couldn't put a date on when that happened. And then it is Raji in the last spot, and no web lanthorns allowed, so the most common imp setup disallowed here, but there you see just how effective Orlek can be. Even with all these things slowing him down, Phaler's still able to turn him into a one-man army, but now he is gone for the full 30 seconds, and that is a difficult obstacle for Phaler to overcome. But Tamitha is up to the task. She's the one plunging this time for 20. And with prayer beads, she is back. Orlek now for Camilo is taken out, but he has a quicker respawn time. Courtesy of that ring, giving him a little bit of extra hope. But it is once again Tamitha here for Phaler. Orlek. Banished before he can do the banishing throw. Camilo plunging with his Orlek. Now no prayer beads on him, and therefore he is now gone in this round. So Camilo gonna have to find a route to the opposing Pyre without Orlek, and right now he's defenseless. So Phaler's Orlek is the one throwing it in for 25. And that means one score would be all that Phaler needs, but I do not recall how much rekindling, if any, Camilo got on Manly. Camilo, though, applying pressure with Orlek. Oh, but gets cornered by the opposing Raji. And Raji getting aggressive offensively here. Setting up a fairly effective portal, except then Camilo was ready for the instant counterattack with Headwind. Headwind is now gone, and so is everyone else. So that means uncontested opportunity for Phaler, and that is the 10 rekindling we expected Camilo might have, but with that score, Phaler seals the deal.
GG.
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 The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. And we'll head on back, and I know we don't see Orlek all that often nowadays, but bear in mind, that was a fairly Orlek-centric match, and that was even after we had extensive requests to nerf Orlek. Now just imagine if we did not make those requests, and Orlek was operating at full power, and then you can perhaps start to understand why he's a little uncommon to see and why, at least in our competitive tournaments, he is banned. But let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Honor says, alright, only one way to shake off this Orlek nonsense, and that is... Oh, wait, what? Customize off only for Phaler?
What does this mean?
Alright then. Is there anything else? And then Core comes in and says, wait, hold on. Phaler... Yes, Phaler does benefit from the Titan Stars. Okay, so yes, Phaler can choose one Titan Star, and we will be on the boat. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Anything else, or will that be all? In the meantime, Phaler, just ponder which Titan Star you might want to use.
I wish I could hear the game.
Not seeing any other requests? Oh, hold on. Knights of the Sea. Fitting for the boat, of course.
I wish I could hear this song.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why your audio isn't working. Alright, so Phaler, you are allowed to select one Titan Star.
I think I'll go with Shax's 6 shoulders.
A strong selection to choose Shax. If everyone is banished on Phaler's side, they will all come back.
The fate shall now face the accusers. Welcome.
Alright.
Who shall conduct the
So
rites?
Camilo can pick whatever team he'd like. Phaler, remember, and only Phaler, has customize off, so he has no control over his setup, but that is why he's been given the opportunity to use that one Titan Star. And technically, Camilo could check the scouting report to see what Phaler has randomly received. However, in doing so, he would also give Phaler information about his team that he would not otherwise have, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Quick throwing Volfret. That'll be the final choice, and then on Phaler's end, we have at least one demon, two demons in fact, and a crone, and there is the crone, getting off to a quick 25 damage plunge. And for what it's worth, this is just about the perfect team for Phaler's Titan Star that he chose, Shax, because and he also has Fairy Spirit for the extra infinite stamina for a period of time, which is useful on the demons in particular, so that's not bad. But these are, outside of Orlek, the characters with the longest possible respawn times. He has Celestial Spike on that demon as well, which is huge. And since if everyone goes down, Phaler gets everyone back, that is the perfect situation to benefit from Shax. It is the ultimate insurance policy for Phaler.
Remember everything which you hold.
But meanwhile, Camilo, plunging here for 20 with his Cur, but he is now without Rookie in this round. Phaler blocked, but has a quick cast to get rid of one of the defenders, but then gets banished by the second. Ametha for Camilo, crowded out by Vizpaleth. Phaler now activate Shax, so everyone comes back. And has the opportunity for some boat magic. Oh, wasn't quite the airtime we were looking for, I don't think. Oh, and Phaler had the numbing gust on, but picked up the Moondrop nonetheless. That is a disappointing experience for Phaler, as I'm sure he wanted to spam that sprint button, but could not do so on that occasion. Oh, and Phaler just barely wins the race there to the Pyre. How do you get double demon plus crone with Shax with a randomized team on the boat? Well, there you go.
Victory it was.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two.
Yeah, all the low hope characters plus Shax, that's not fair.
It's like
Till
he
the
knew.
stars align.
He knew exactly what randomized team he was gonna get.
'Twas a vision from the scribes.
Or, I don't know, or was it the Titans? It was a Titan Star that you just activated. I don't know if we want to know the answer to that. Alright, but we'll reset ourselves here. Let us know if there's anything else we'd like to see for the next one. Yeah, I mean, there are lots of strong Titan Stars to choose from. Shax is certainly way up there. If not the best, it is certainly in contention. But it does also depend a little bit on what team you're choosing. Like, if you choose a whole bunch of worms that come back when everyone else is banished, then Shaxx is meaningless. But if you happen to have a team like the one that Phaler had, then it is hard to beat Shaxx. And Phaler did not even know that was going to happen, but found himself in just about the ideal situation to take advantage of it. I was kind of expecting Phaler to take Eastlock, though. Not gonna lie. True, I wrote her, unfortunately. Yeah, Camilo has been cursed with the inability to hear any of the game audio. Right now, that is the form that Eastlock is taking. Alright, but is there anything that we would like to see for this one, or are we just going to leave this one up to the players to go with whatever they'd like? Not seeing anything at the moment, so I suppose we'll leave this one up to the players.
The fate versus
Oh, and we're at the Isle of Kael'mur.
accusers. Welcome. Who shall
Could
conduct the
potentially try
rites?
that. I don't know if we ever experimented with that before, but could be worth giving it a shot.
Tay.
Usually, this is not the type of issue we run into with remote play, but of course, remote play issues know no bounds. There is no limit to how many different things remote play can mess up.
Messenger imp.
Want me to take a second here, Camilo, to just see if I can mess with some remote play settings and maybe give you audio? Let me just take a brief moment here. Let's see. Where is said audio? Oh. Well, that's my game audio, as you guys probably just heard.
Yeah, this would probably be on Camilo's end if it's just a volume thing, because I can hear it perfectly fine.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have the thing. I can send you a picture. I'm gonna send in Discord like a picture of the remote play settings for me, but it shows that it has audio.
Okay.
Strange.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Choose someone.
All right. Well, Phaler, I think you're good to proceed here, though. Not sure that we have an obvious solution to resolve the audio.
I sent you the picture of the audio thing.
Okay. Maybe I'll take a quick peek. See if there's any inspiration for how we might address it. Alright, then it's Titantooth Ignarius. So, Weblanthorn Imp, Titantooth Ignarius, Camilo has a Savage and a Worm. Camilo will finish with Mooncrest on Pamitha. Whereas Phaler will go Speedy Viz Palette.
Now begin.
Camilo, first the orb with that Saluting Savage. Back to Pamitha. Now Stowaway again. She's blocked. Oh, and with Titan Tooth. Camilo stunned for a little bit there. Phaler out for blood with Messenger Imp. Pamitha does return. Not after, for a brief moment there, everyone was banished on Camilo's end. Stowaway. Her attack is stopped. Oh, Phaler through that portal and stopped just before he was able to score. Stowaway can't escape those big double demon auras. Big fell swoop, but Phaler is unfazed.
Fire has been scathed.
And he plunges for 30 from one of those demons. But now will not have Vizpaleth in this round. Ignarius, though, of course, is still here and in possession, but a little lonely. But with that portal, gets the infinite stamina, knocks back one of the defenders, and able to plunge here. But I believe he was the Titan Tooth demon, which means he is gone in this round now. Phaler almost went all the way with his imp. Might have come a little bit short, but now has a very dangerous portal. Although might not need it, as he gets the orb back right in front of the Pyre. And plunges. And that drops Camilo down to just 10. So at this point, one score, presumably all that Phaler would need.
It is done.
And there it is.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
They overwhelmed their adversaries.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright, well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Let us know, chat, if there is anything you'd like to see for the next one, and maybe I'll just take a minute to see if I can figure anything out from what I assume is a screenshot from Camilo. Where did you say you posted it, Camilo?
And Steam.
Oh, on Steam. Okay, gotcha. Let's see.
The
I don't-
volume slider is all the way up.
I don't see anything that looks weird. It looks normal, I think. Yeah. I am not seeing anything obvious. This is the little volume thing here is what I was clicking for a little bit there, but that didn't do anything, or at least wasn't helpful when I did that. Unfortunately, I do not think I have a solution. Okay, but I'm not seeing any requests at the moment either. Let us know if there is anything you guys would like to see. Otherwise, of course, we can just leave it up to the players to go with whatever they want. But seeing... Oh, hold on. I was about to say seeing nothing, but I absolutely am seeing something now. Because Yakety Lilac is turning Customize off once again here. Let's do it.
The fate
Alright, what do we get this time? We're at the cairn. It's Demon Harp Worm for Camilo. It is Harp Sap Crone for Phaler. Other details to be determined.
Oh, cooldowns.
united in battle.
Everyone down on Phaler's side. It's a little bit of time here for Camilo.
Made their mark upon
And
the
gets a
flame.
15 damage worm throw. Oh,
We got a message in chat. Someone says the stream.
oh, you're right. Good catch. Good catch. Hold on. If I do this, does this help? Does that work too? No, that doesn't work. Okay, hold on. Let me do the usual solution. Let me fix it. The little huzzah and hazoo should be good now. Basically, all you missed was Camilo banished the entirety of Phaler's team and was able to score an uncontested 15 damage worm throw. This is how our grandparents used to experience RITE Night. Back in my day, we didn't have computers, see? Alright, well anyways, right uphill in the snow both ways. Alright, so I'll give you guys a countdown. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and on go I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1. That was devious. Who moved the cursor? 3, 2, 1, go. There we are.
Now go.
Alright, Camilo. Back to Deluge, but it's only Deluge at the moment. Phaler moving in. Gets the banishment, but Camilo gets some people back here.
Get the orb!
Deluge. Zoxiana. Now Vispaleth, but now it's only Zoxiana, but that brings back Deluge when she gets banished. Then, this feels like Infiniworms with the timing of these respawns from Camilo, but Phaler is unfazed. Does get a 20 damage Harp Plunge, but that means no Pamitha. Wait, Vengeful Vow on who?
Worm.
Was that on the Worm? If so, then that is huge for Camilo,
The fires wane.
as he throws this one in for 20 from his Harp,
The fate
and
seems to
with
want
that
their
knowledge,
freedom more.
that could prove very helpful for Camilo, but Phaler, once again, back with the Harp.
The accuser's pyre now burns
Big
bright.
Crone cast, though, and big Crone plunge as well. And that drops Camilo down to 30. But Phaler is now Croneless, and therefore presumably does not have enough damage here to finish it in one score. At least not until Vorfrit makes her return. But Phaler does make it all the way through with his Harp here, and now at this point, one score, presumably all that Phaler would need. Doesn't need to be picky about who it comes from, unless, of course, Camilo has another RITE Light for some more unexpected rekindling. We did see that previously. But Camilo, of course, not going down without a fight. Plunges for 20 with his Harp. Now Phaler down to 45 means Camilo would need 2 to 3 scores, depending on who we're talking about. But Phaler, with a big banishment, nearly able to capitalize on the counterattack. Phaler momentarily defenseless, but the hockey puck blocks Camilo. There's a brief opportunity there, but not enough time after that little snafu. Phaler around the defender and in for the win.
The accusers prevail.
GG's.
GG.
Themselves surely have taken.
I had to put background music to focus again. My god.
The night is complete.
Well played, you two. Alright, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Alright, so that was customized off. We'll of course turn it back on unless of course there's anything in particular you guys would like to see for the next one. But seeing nothing at the moment, unless we have any last minute requests here, then we will likely just leave it up to the players to take whatever they want. Will of the Scribes is the song, and Core says, Phaler, wow us. However you deem fit to do the wowing.
Wowing.
It's not a word that I use very often,
Not
admittedly.
a good verb. This is your chance to use it.
Oh, with some new tech. Wow us with some new tech, says Core. Alright, well, let's get started. We'll see if either of the players have some new strategy to break out here that they've just been waiting for the right opportunity to unveil.
The fate shall confront
At the Glade, which may or may not influence things.
Welcome.
Gosh,
Hashtag new
okay.
meta.
Who shall conduct the rites?
I don't know what to do.
That's a lot of pressure, guys.
That's a lot of pressure.
You expect us to just make a new meta on the spot?
I have no idea what to play.
Oh, Camilo goes Leech on Gilman. Because says, just ask yourself, what would Volfred do?
That's a good question.
Thaler goes extra casting ability, also on a worm. It's both players going the worm route, at least initially.
To find out first, we need Buffett here.
Okay. Core says he's already been wowed. Okay, nutrition stick Volfred. Sure, sure.
My god.
Oh, Thaler for a second there looked like he was considering the Barker Eternal, but been there, done that. We've already seen it today.
Casting Cur.
Could go with a casting cur, yeah. That's a little bit unconventional. They technically do have a few different ways to support their casting abilities, including that legendary cur talisman.
What does this thing do?
Extra jumping distance. Camilo goes Speedy Tizo.
Oh, sorry.
Thaler ultimately goes with the extra presence on Ignarius, and alright, here you have it. New meta confirmed. You saw it here first. Now, what exactly that new meta is, I'm not quite sure I can tell you, but we will find out soon enough. Camilo with Tizo. Get some stamina back. Oh, look at that. Nearly a very clever maneuver there from Tizo. At least sets up a dangerous portal. But wasn't able to finish it himself, and now it is Thaler who ultimately does the plunging here. 20 damage from his semi-offensive, semi-defensive cur. Throw from Thaler is short, but he gets the rebound. And on the second attempt, oh, off the mark. And now Camilo, off to the races with Nutrition Stick Volfred. Oh, but not enough time to get the throw off before going down to banishment. Sailor leaps over and throws that one for 10. Big Cass. Ignarius dodges that, but his throw is intercepted. But he then banishes all the defenders. But Camilo recovers with Gilman. And then sidesteps the cast with that big Volfred blink. Taylor. Barker. Finds enough room here.
Oh my god.
The orb is up.
Baylor again with Gilman. The throw, this time good for 15. Camilo now with just Volfred back, and that's not enough to stop Baylor's Cur. Barker from jumping in.
No more than a lick of flame remains.
And now Camilo once again does have a sap, may have some rekindling, but if not for that, then one score would be all that Baylor would need. Oh, and Camilo sets up the portal directly on top of Phaler's Pyre.
The camera is not gonna help me. Oh my god.
Camilo wants that orb back so he can get that insta-score plunge.
That's it.
And there it is. And gets Leech as well.
Whatever.
He did have Leech on Gilman. So a little bit of Pyre life back, and that might be significant. So now it is not guaranteed that Phaler can reduce all of Camilo's damage, or all of Camilo's Pyre life with one score, but if it is a full damage demon score, then that is still the case. One score now, all that Phaler needs, and there it is.
GG.
The accusers.
GG.
GG.
They vastly outperformed their adversaries.
The new meta.
The rite is ended.
You apparently just saw it.
Until the next rite.
Alright, and well, let's reset ourselves here. But let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Oh, hold on. For the talisman, each reader must take at least one cursed talisman. Okay. Minimum of one cursed talisman. Anything else? Not immediately seeing anything. So maybe we'll just run with that.
The fate shall now
And we're
face
back at the book.
accusers. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So, of course, 3 cursed talismans to choose between. Assuming that players are only going to take one of those 3, although technically they could take more. Camilo, opting not to take it in the first spot, though. Instead, the... oh, you had
Oh yeah, the quickness.
the hangover effect. We want to reset real quick to undo that? Okay. We'll set ourselves back at the book. Wide walking imp. I guess that's one way to describe what we would have seen there.
Versus the accusers. Welcome.
Alright, well now,
Who shall conduct
you are back to your
the
usual
rites?
quickness value. There we go.
Better.
Back to the grandparents, huh? Phaler also opting not to go with the Cursed Talisman just yet. Instead, I believe that was another Barker Eternal. And Camilo goes quick throwing Crone, so we'll need to take the Cursed Talisman in the last spot. But Phaler will go Black Claw. That means he can't cast with Ignarius, but he will maintain an aura when he has possession of the orb, which with a large base aura size, large presence on a demon is not a bad thing. Then the Hoof on Manly for Camilo. Now Phaler has already taken his Cursed Talisman. Could opt to take a second if he wanted to, but is not obligated to do so, so he'll go with the Web Lanthorn on Messengering. Phaler. Over one defender, and in for a 20 damage Cur Plunge. Now, it'll be a little bit interesting to see to what extent the players actually use their characters with Cursed Talismans, or if for the most part they just become an afterthought, as now it is Camilo jumping over the defender and in for 30. Because Phaler thus far has not done much with his Cursed Demon, but then again, hasn't really needed to. Barker's been doing much of the heavy lifting thus far.
I cannot do it.
Camilo cannot pick up the orb with that Manly. Has a half-decent portal, though. But Phaler has it covered at the moment, and now the portal moved back a little bit further. There was Ignarius, and you could see he still had an aura even after picking up the orb, as demonstrated here. Has the infinite stamina after going through the portal, but not quick enough on the throw. There is Manly unable to pick up the orb. Camilo trying to use that portal. Now it's pushed back even further. And not a lot Manly can do with it. There's the infinite stamina. Not enough, though, for Ignarius to make his way through. Camilo with the Crone. Oh, I thought that was a quick throw that was going to have reduced damage, but the full 30 there. Camilo, was trying to create a dangerous portal, and I think banished some of the defenders in the process as well. Got the portal. Did not get the banishments he was looking for, though, and now it is Phaler with the orb here, plunging for 20. Series of banishments. It's Phaler who's the one remaining, though, with his Ignarius. Oh, cuts the throw short, though, and no need to rush on that occasion. It is still possible, though, of course, for Phaler to get enough damage. With just one score from almost anyone, barring perhaps his Imp. Camilo getting aggressive with those exploding saplings, but Phaler in possession still. Camilo wins it back, though, and now has an opportunity for another Crone throw. And that's once again the full 30 damage. Messenger Imp getting off the aggressive there for Phaler, although well-timed on the shield for Camilo. Preventing banishments, but once again, Manly can't really do anything with the orb. Camilo through the portal. Once again, unblockable prone throw, and Camilo has had a lot of success with that throw. Now at this point, one score, potentially all that Camilo needs. Blocks that Cur, and then blocks the cast with a shield. Big implosion for Phaler, though, gets rid of the last of Camilo's defenders. So Phaler can walk that one in, but Camilo does have 10 rekindling, and at this point, it is a sudden death match. One score for either player should do the trick. Who will it be? Oh, Phaler gets another big set of banishments.
GG.
And seals the deal.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
Came ever so close.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright. Let's head on back.
Until the next right.
And if there is anyone else who'd like to get in, let us know. I know we had some people expressing interest.
Yeah, I'm ready to
In the
swap
early
out if anyone
stages.
else wants to hop in.
Phaler is volunteering to swap out. Anor would like to hop in? Okay. Sure thing. Then I think iRotor was expressing interest as well. Let us know if you're still interested in getting in, iRotor. Let me get an invite here. You're not showing up at the moment, Anor. iRotor as well? Okay. Camilo, do you want to go one more, or is it okay if you swap out now?
I can go one more.
Okay. Alright, so why don't we get, well, if Anor would show up on Steam, that would help. I'm not seeing you right now, Anor. I don't know why. Okay, gotcha, Mikos. So yeah, it sounds like we'll go... There's Anor. Okay, so let's do one between Camilo and Anor, and then we'll swap Camilo out to get iRotor in. So we'll have some Anor versus iRotor action coming up soon. And then we can look to get Mikos in a little bit later. Oh, okay, no worries, no worries. Just making sure we weren't getting more silliness from Steam Remote Play. As you know, it does have a fondness for doing that. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna swap out Phaler here. This should now be Anor. And Anor, who would you like to be today? Will it be Nightwings? Yeah? Okay. There we go. Alright. So in that case, let us know if there's anything we'd like to see between Camilo and Anor. This is likely to be our only matchup between these two, because we're looking to get iRotor in shortly. Camilo, of course, has had plenty of matches here, but Anor is hopping in for the first one, so interpret that however you will, whatever that means for what, if any, requests you would like to make. But seeing none at the moment, perhaps we'll just let them go with whatever they'd like.
The fate shall take on the Nightwings.
Alright, so it's at the Isle of Kaelmer.
Welcome.
The OG Nightwing Enjoyer has entered the fray.
Headwind.
Power casting Headwind for Camilo. Yeah, it's not that common that we get people choosing the Nightwings. I don't know, maybe it's that after obviously playing as them for the campaign, people are more interested in trying out different teams for the most part. Did we have a... Oh! I did not see that core request. That one snuck right past me.
Oh, true, I forgot.
I did not see that. That's my bad. I did not call that one out. Let's lock in Isle of Kalimur. Sap first is what Core said.
The fate shall now face the Night Wings. Welcome.
Okay.
Who shall conduct
Wait.
the rites?
I know.
Okay, it's a nutrition stick Volfred for Camilo. Now, Honor will also need to go sap in the first spot. And she will also go nutrition stick Volfred. See how that matchup in the first spot plays out. Camilo goes with the Luminous Idol on Pamitha. Now Meta Jodariel on Honor's side. Camilo doubling up on the saps here, going with a quick throwing manly in the last spot. While Honor goes Super Portal, rekindling from the right light on Tizo, because Honor did not take any rekindling on Volfred's Masteries. Camilo, for a second there, was using Volfred as a tree shield, but ultimately it was Volfred who did the scoring there with a quick 6 damage throw. An exploding sapling from Volfred. Honor has the orb back here, perhaps waiting for some reinforcements. And here is Volfred. Honor perhaps lining up the blink and almost had it. But Volfred did go down. Pamitha for Camilo. Decides best to go around the other way, but still banished. That was an absolutely launched banishing throw from Jodariel. That was terrifying.
Yes.
But Camilo, still with possession here. This two-pronged sap approach where one of those trees is down. It has been felled, as has the other. Honor, though, moving in with her tree. And perhaps made it look like she was going for the plunge, but ultimately went the throwing route instead. Got 18 from Volfred that time. As meanwhile, Tizo getting aggressive here for Honor, setting up a portal. Jody considers going through it, but she does get banished after she arrives on the other side. Oh, big exploding sapling for Camilo, but then Honor answers with an exploding sapling of her own.
Swift recovery.
And it is Honor for 30
The orb is
from Jody. Jody continuing to apply pressure here. Blocked this time, but ultimately banished. War of the Saps for the moment. Jockeying for field positioning. Trying to control the arena with their saplings, but everyone down on Camilo's side means Honor is slowed by that numbing gust. Not for long, though, as Jody comes through the portal with the infinite stamina, but she does eventually get banished, as does the remainder of Camilo's exile, so once again, Honor unable to sprint, jump, throw, or use any other special abilities, and nearly, Honor still able to sneak through there with her sap, but wasn't able to get the throw off in time. Camilo,
second wind.
if not with one sap, then perhaps with the other.
To the adversary's flame.
As he inches forward, using that sapling to create some space. But Honor also has the numbing gust, which also slows down Camilo. But Honor, had a portal. She was able to go through, and that was a quick way to get Tizo in there for the plunge, but now he's gone in this round. Camilo. Ametha, once again using a sap shield. Gets the stamina back. Oh, but then the exploding sapling, and Orwell's just waiting for the right opportunity to break it out. The numbing gust, once again, makes what is a slow base movement team for Honor. A painful advance toward Camilo's Pyre, but does eventually get close enough for that 30 damage throw from Jody. And with that, that would mean one score, potentially all that Honor would need here, but with 2 saps. I know one went all the way left side for the numbing gust, but presumably that means the other one has a lot of rekindling for Camilo. Oh, big cast from Pamitha. Honor creates the portal. Oh, for Jody to go through, but Camilo saw it coming. Immediately got rid of Jody. And a well-placed sapling for Camilo, as he inches closer with Manly, but Manly does eventually go down, and it's a painful experience for Camilo. Well shielded from Honor. Has decent mobility on that sap with the nutrition stick.
An interesting exchange.
Can never forget that. Otherwise, can take advantage of that maneuver. Honor, back at full strength, has a portal, but Camilo has it covered. Camilo with a little bit of room here, but eventually, Honor moves in to snuff that out. Honor, I think Camilo harp pushed Honor into his own sapling, and that's how he got the banishment there, which is not something you see very often.
Now to the flame.
Honor moving in with Volfred, the charged up throw
Flames.
does land, and it's only 10 rekindling. I would have expected a little bit more than that.
Orb is taken.
Now, of course, means that one score would be all that Honor needs. Ametha switches in to Volfred. Volfred not quick enough on the throw. Camilo gets the orb back, though, and quickly hops in here for a 20 damage harp plunge, but means no Pamitha in this round for Camilo. And needs to find a way to score without that harp, because if this round ends and Honor scoring, then it's game over.
I froze.
Oh, Honor froze. Hold on. Want me to uninvite, reinvite, or is it just a brief little thing that is better now?
No, I think the invite is better. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get you back. Okay. So I'll give you guys a countdown. I'll go 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. Clearing out all the exiles in front of Honor's Pyre, but Honor was defenseless for a moment there. Does now have some people back, but Camilo moving in. Nearly had a sap plunge there. Might have been charging up a throw instead. Jody down. Camilo defenseless momentarily, but now moves in with Volfred. Trying to turn Volfred into a one-tree army, and nearly did. Infinite stamina on Jody's a scary sight, but those imps created a bit of a roadblock, slowing her down 2 times over at this point. Opportunity for Camilo, but the throw is short. Doing everything he can to hold on with the zap. Numbing Gust is active, but says, you know what? I'll settle for a plunge. Ultimately, the persistence does pay off.
Oh, what sub was that one?
But it means now 1 fewer tree for Camilo in this round, and the margin for error is still 0. And Honor nearly finishing the match with that throw, but Camilo quick enough to stop the throw. At least with that Harp mobility, a little bit easier to get a score that time round, but means once again, Camilo down 1 exile.
Damn.
And it is the Harp who he is missing here. And it is currently defenseless as well. Lenore with Volfred against Volfred. Jody with that scary infinite stamina. Speeding ahead, knocks back the defender, and throws it in for the win.
GG, that's
Although their adversaries
GG.
put up quite an effort,
Oh, I'm so done.
thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright. Well played, you two. We'll head on back, and
The next rite.
if it still works for you, our rotor, we can get you in here. Get some good old-fashioned iRotor Anor action going on. Always a good matchup. Let me get you an invite. Should be on its way.
Hello.
Hey, iRotor. How's it going? Let's see, yeah, if one of you guys could just confirm now that we have 2 people on controller. Is it Anor player 1, iRotor player 2? Looks like. Okay. Let me switch that up. Anor. What if we just had Anor play against Anor? That would work, right? Okay. And for the triumvirates, no more fate. Swap the Nightwings, and give us some withdrawn. Okay, Phaler says we should be at the nest, because apparently we have not yet had it today. Let us know if there's anything else we'd like to see, otherwise, Anor obviously just recently got in. This will be iRotor's first match of the day.
Are talismans supposed to be off?
That is a good question. I believe the answer is no. Good catch. Alright, I think this is it though, just the arena. So the rest will be up to the players.
The Nightwings shall confront the withdrawn. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So no requests here affecting your team composition. We are apparently on the nest for the first time today, so that of course may influence the setups a bit here. As Anor goes Prayer Beads Rookie. Rotor goes Quick Throwing Palmus. Web Lanthorn Tizo for Anor. Rotor going Prayer Beads on a Cur. Sunken Shadow on Pamitha, not a common selection there. As Iroder goes Speedy Vids for the final choice. And this will be our first matchup between Anor and Iroder for today. As I was alluding to before, these two usually play a very even match, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare this time around, as Iroder gets started with a 23 damage sap throw. Dalbert. Oh, snakes around one way then the other, but just missed the target. So nothing came of it. Vids now. Blocked. But Iroder now has it back with her. Blocked again. But third time was not the charm. Now Anor with Rookie, and he'll make it in. Now Iroder did take the extra starting Pyre life from his demon, which is still above 100 even after that score. Now Rookie's still over there for Anor, nearly causing some trouble. And now it is Iroder's Cur, Dalbert, waiting patiently for the right opportunity, and then plunges for 20. Anor, into lava she goes with Rookie. Dalbert goes straight in. Now Rookie again for Anor, this time blocked, but gets it back. Stamina comes back, but gets blocked before she can make it in. Now Iroder's turn to go the Cur route. He's blocked. Orb, conveniently for Iroder, lands right in the aura of his sapling. Ooh, but Vids into the lava she goes. Anor, Pamitha now.
Too bad for that one.
Tizo quickly banished. Iroder into the lava again. Seen a lot of lava banishments for both players in this match. Inadvertent ones, but often enough to be a bit of a factor. The respawn time after falling in the lava is quicker. Just 2 seconds, but here is Iroder throwing it in for the full 25 from Palmas, courtesy of that quick throwing talisman. And one of those, at this point, would be all that Iroder would need. But right now, it's Anor with Rookie. He's blocked, though. Iroder with it back. Vids blocked. Banishes one defender. Knocks back another. And then jumps in for the win.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Well played, you two.
The rite is done.
Alright, well, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And Anor says, you know what, we are overdue. It's time to turn Customize off. Let us know if there's anything else we'd like to combine with that. Arena-wise, song-wise. Otherwise, we've already randomized the Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans. Will be at the Imp Arena, the Isle of Kalamer. Okay, even more chaos in that case. Will that be all? And Flutterfly will be the song. Alright. Let's get it started.
The Night Wings shall take on.
So for Anor, it is double demon and a cur, and then one demon, an imp, and a harp for Iroder. Anor, oh, and that's no ordinary demon. That is Orlek for Anor. Or at least one of those demons is. But does she have a way to get him back? Not sure that she does. Oh, Shooting Star on Jody, that was, I think, for Anor. And Explosive Temper on Dalbert. Dying Flame for... Whoa! Okay, I did not notice, but apparently Anor had the extra starting Pyre Life mastery from both of her demons, because that is a whopping amount of starting Pyre Life. And it does mean Iroda got the extra damage. And now everyone down on Anor's side means time for... Whoa! Extra damage.
Wait, that means double life mastery plus frozen soul, right?
Did she have all of those?
Yeah.
And Iroder had extra damage on his demon as well. So tons of extra starting Pyre Life for Anor, tons of extra damage for Iroder. Just the usual 20 on that occasion, though. Big implosion, although Iroder after that plunge is now permanently down, well, now down everyone. Here is Orlek. Oh, Anor was about to go in with him. Waited for the right opportunity and eventually plunged in there for 25. We are just about tied here, although, because technically Iroder is in the lead, that means some of his conditional damage is not active, so only 20 damage on that plunge. I forget if that was the exile who had that talisman. Might have been.
What happened there?
Jody. Oh, rushed down by Ignarius.
Ignarius flung the orb
Only
into the
24 there. Iroder might have been able to get a little bit more out of that.
flame. That's it.
But at this point, one score from Iggy is potentially all that Iroder needs, assuming it is a full damage score. So we've seen even more than 30 on some occasions from Ignarius.
How comical.
Orlek. Anor checking for the Brazen Manor, does have it. So extra damage if Anor can make it in soon. She's hopscotching around, but eventually does make it in for 35. But now no Orlek in this round. But if Anor happens to have, oh, well, no one back defensively. Opportunity here for Iroder, but Dalbert does make a return.
Your exiles shall return.
And now it's Iroder who's defenseless, at least until Vessenger makes his return.
Quite an exchange.
Iroder back with it now, using Ignarius. That is the most threatening exile that he has, the one that is capable of potentially finishing it with one score. And Ignarius still in here. Everyone down on Anor's side, and so with that plunge, Iroder finishes it.
Perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Well played. Well played, you two.
Until the next rite.
Alright, well let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. We do have a song request in the queue from Anor. What is the name of Bertrude's? It's this one, right? Snake Soul? Okay, gotcha. So the song is locked in, but anything else is up for grabs here. If anything is of interest, of course. Otherwise, we can always leave it up to the players. But seeing nothing else, let's get this one started.
The Night Wings versus the Withdrawal. Welcome.
Alright, so no requests,
Who
at
shall
least
conduct the rites?
not any affecting your team composition here. so Honor voluntarily leads with a worm. Not something we typically see her do, although, as I was saying the other day, something that's happened a little more often as of late, as Iroder goes with a quick throwing Bertrude. Web Lanthorn Tizo for Honor. Rotor opts for an offensive imp with Tizo. Honor was ready to go with that power casting headwind. As Iroder goes for a classic withdrawn setup here, the 1 Crone 2 Imp composition. With Web Lanthorn on that second imp. Well, that was the offensive imp. That was the one that Iroder preferred to score with. 25 rather than the usual 15 damage there. Bertrude, this time she stopped. Oh, and Iroder goes on a 1 imp wrecking spree. Bertrude trying to finish the job here. But Honor bides enough time to recover. Iroder with it back now and loses Bertrude. And is now defenseless. Time for Honor if she's quick about it. And she is. Not only 20 damage, but 10 leech as well from that headwind throw. Still at full strength. Oh, Bertrude, the double banishment there. But only Raji back for Iroder at the moment. Huge implosion from him. And Honor with now just Tizo. Headwind has made his return though. Iroder eyeing the portal, which is very close to Honor's Pyre, not quite in automatic score territory. Oh, and that throw, just a little bit short. Headwind stopped. Iroder. Bertrude again here. Oh, not quite quick enough on releasing that throw. Honor through the portal. A little bit of a gap here, but Iroder shifts over to cover it. And no one back on Honor's end, so time now for Iroder for a 25 damage throw from his imp. Once again, the offensive imp. Bertrude. That throw is unblockable. Oh, and it did have enough range on it. A snipe from long range for Iroder.
Good.
Tizo blocked.
A deftly thwarted drive.
Gilman for Honor. Over to Headwind. Thinking about the portal, but so is Iroder. Iroder, ooh, caught by that big Headwind cast. Headwind causing some trouble for Iroder right now between those casts and shoulder smashes. Gets rid of the entirety of Iroder's team for a minute there, and 20 damage on that plunge, and 10 leech back for Honor, but it does mean Headwind is now gone in this round. There's a little more room for Iroder to operate. Can Honor get the job done with just Gilman and Tizo once he returns? Tizo for Iroder.
Another banishment.
Now Iroder, momentarily defenseless, but Raji quickly makes his return. Ooh, Honor trying to sneak through with the worm, but that throw is just barely off target.
The orbs unclaimed again.
Iroder defenseless, but not for long enough for Honor to capitalize on that opportunity. Bertrude nearly had enough time for Iroder there. Nor eyeing the portal, but Iroder cut a Nor off and created a very dangerous portal in the process. And now it has been reset, not nearly as threatening as it once was. Bit of an opening here for a Nor, but not enough to make it all the way through. Iroder through the portal, and no one back for a Nor, so enough time for Iroder to get a full 30 damage throw in here. That would mean one score would be enough for Iroder from any character. Oh, and he has the Feral Curl Hughes waiting for the Crone salute, and there it is.
The withdrawn prevail. The
GG.
scribes themselves surely have taken note. The rite is complete.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Alright, and let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. Got quite a few banishments with Gilman. Something to be proud of. There you go. See, we'll make a worm enjoyer out of you. No, Core. Core, we approve of this. Happy Gilman, not angry Gilman. One right at a time. Alright, well, let's reset the song. True, true. We don't have a happy... We do have a happy Tizo. I only have so many emote slots. We'd have to sacrifice something to make room for it. Oh, look at this! Look at this! You don't say. Yakety Lilac comes in with a, dare I say, a goated request for all worms. Then Nor comes in with the Knights of the Sea, fittingly enough. Oh boy. Are we in for a good... On the boat as well? Fitting. Fitting. Alright. Is there anything else we could do to further enhance this match? Oh, well, yes, there is actually. I did not think of it, but Anor did. Why not turn the sermon intro on while we're at it? Fair enough. Alright. Now, let's get going.
Hark, exiles. You heed the summons to the Hulk of Horus. Have you the fortitude required to prevail? We soon shall see who is the most deserving. Night Wings, stand ready. The withdrawn, stand ready. Now we shall get started.
Alright, so it is a triple worm request. Now, it has been a while since we last saw a triple worm setup, even on just one side, let alone both sides. There is, of course, a particular strategy that is possible when it comes to having a full worm team. One that is not difficult to set up, at least in a straightforward way. Now, of course, the perfectly optimized, correct way to set up, now that's technically a little more precise. But we'll see what direction the players opt to go in here. Or perhaps trying to remember what the technically correct setup for triple worms is. Combing through the records. Alas. All right, fine. If you insist. Alright, Yes, it'll be Banishing Throws Gilman is Anor's first choice. Of course, we know who all the exiles are going to be, although, granted, the order in which you select the exiles is perhaps significant as well. Thorned Knot for the casting support on Lady River. That'll be Iroder's lead. Anor also going Thorned Knot on Lady River. Ooh, an Astral Eye on Gilman for the extra damage, and with the reduced... Oh, or the... yeah, reduced hope. It's maybe not the worst thing when you have a triple worm team. Now, Anor will finish with a Leeching Deluge. Deluge will be the last choice for Iroder as well. Though in his case, it's the extra jumping distance from the legendary talisman. Alright, so Triple Worm against Triple Worm on the boat, Knights of the Sea, sermon intro. You can't really ask for much more than that. As Iroder gets started with a 23 damage throw. Now, just don't blink, because this one could go awfully quickly. Those worms know a thing or two about speed. As Iroder follows up with a 21 damage throw this time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Iroder, this time with a 15 damage throw. Lady River for Iroder, this time goes straight in for the plunge. That does mean she's now gone in this round. Gilman for Iroder. Stunning Claim. Oh, except made it so that Anor was the only one able to move for a second there, seemingly. Iroder with it back here. And fakes with one imp, goes with the other. And with 15 damage on that score means one more potentially all that Iroder might need. Now, I do think Anor has some leech. So it is possible for Anor to change that math. Not if Iroder has possession here, because with that score, Iroder takes the win.
The withdrawn prevail. And what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Alright, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
But let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll reset our Wormtastic Rite. If we must. Core is putting us back on the nest. Okay. Anything else? not immediately seeing anything to go along with that. So it looks like that'll be it.
The Night Wings shall confront the withdrawn. Welcome.
All right. So no specific
Who shall conduct the rites?
team-oriented requests here. That much is all up to the players. And we've seen a lot more curs than usual today, and far fewer savages. Those two things might be interrelated, or, you know, perhaps there are other classes we're seeing a lot of as well, but usually savages are one of, if not the most common class for people to take. And we definitely had one or two in the very early stages, but cannot recall many savages since then, which is quite odd. Nor now with the Web Lanthorn Tizo. What's up, Wheatleys? How's it going? And so naturally, by calling out the lack of savages, I've now encouraged both players to spam savages. This is, oddly enough, the arena where, for whatever reason, it seems most common for us to have double saluting savages. I'm doing alright, thanks for stopping by, Wheatleys. Nor wraps things up with just the one savage as she goes the crone route with the last selection. And Iroder goes Speedy Demon with Vids. Okay, so it's certainly still with 3 savages. It is a very savage-centric match, as Iroder demonstrates here. The 20 damage plunge. He did put prayer beads on one of those savages, and that was it. So he had that exile back, although not that you had much time to notice that, because Anor with a quick teleportation and then throw. But as is often the case with these double saluting savage leads, they vanish each other as they both teleport to the orb more or less simultaneously and kind of cancel each other out. Oftentimes. But Iroder able to get the throw off that time from the savage. Vids now for Iroder. Thinking about making a move, but didn't quite commit all the way to it. Did go down nonetheless, though. Still away. Throw intercepted. Now Bertrude, it's a race to the Pyre. A race that Bertrude wins. Once again, the double savage salute. This time it's Iroder who ends up with the orb. And Vids knocking back the defenders, creating a lot of room for that score. And now Anor down to 30 Pyre life means at least one demon score would be enough. Granted, Vids was not in that round after having plunged, but now she is. But Anor is trying to quickly change the calculus after a couple of quick stowaway throws. Nearly a third just then. Anor still needing at least 2 scores, whereas Iroder potentially just 1, though it would need to come from Jody. Oh, and there is a classic cursed jump from Iroder. The 90-degree turn mid-air. That could have been the deciding throw, but Anor in position to intercept. Oh, but Anor has the feral curse. She was just waiting to break it out. So gets a free 30 damage there, as Iroder was unable to defend the Pyre, as everyone was in Howler form. And now it's sudden death. 1 score for either player would probably do the trick here. Doesn't matter which exile it is. Could it be Bertrude? Not on this occasion. iRotor now with Ulmer. And Vizpaleth on the other side. Ulmer, this time blocked and banished. Vizpaleth down as well. Oh, but iRotor with a sneaky Savage Salute, nearly getting the orb right in front of Anor's Pyre. And iRotor did have someone who was quite literally hanging out on top of Anor's Pyre. Anor did recognize that threat, though, and banished that exile. But here comes iRotor once again, this time coming up short, but the Savages keep on fighting over the salute for the orb. iRotor momentarily defenseless, but does get someone back in time to intercept the throw. Now Ulmer and Vizpaleth. And why not Gareth as well? iRotor moving all the pieces in toward Anor's Pyre and gets the deciding throw.
The withdrawn prevail.
GG.
Empire nearly was extinguished there, but no.
Well played, you two.
The rite is complete.
Alright, now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. And for what it's worth... Okay, yes, I was actually just gonna ask, because I know Makos was expressing interest earlier in getting in and wanted to make sure we still had time, if Makos is still interested, to get a few matches there. Cord be interested in hopping in as well?
Jumping out. I'm really tired.
Okay, no worries, iRotor. Alright, well, Makos may have headed out, but we can at least get Core in here. Let's, before I forget, reset this. Okay. But thank you for stopping by, iRotor, and, just to confirm, so if we're getting Core in here, we potentially could get another person in. Is there anyone else who is interested? If not, Anor, are you potentially able to stick around for a little while longer? Okay, Anor can stay. Let's just confirm if there is anyone else who'd like to get in. We can certainly get Core, but we do potentially have room for one other person if anyone else would like to join us here.
Thanks for the mattress.
GG's. Thanks for stopping by.
Jeez.
Oh, look at this! Oh, okay, admittedly,
nice.
I see some words there in your name. I'm not entirely... I see worm. I'm not sure... a Lirth worm?
It's Ansa.
Al earthworm. Like, to the earthworm in Spanish. Or Ansa. That too. Maybe you just gave me the answer anyway. Well, we can certainly get you in as well. Thanks for stopping by, Nor. Good to have you as well. Okay. Now, are we friends on Steam? Because I'm not sure that we are. If so, if you could send me a Steam friend request, that would be great. My Steam friend code is pinned in the main channel, the Black Wagon, of the Discord.
Okay. Up, 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 up. I see it. Give me a second. To
Yeah,
get
no worries.
Caboodle over. I might need to finagle my controller. Actually, I'll just play keyboard and mouse. That might be what I'm good for right now, because I'm not super versed with controller yet.
Okay, no worries.
Alright, Core, I'm going triple heart against your worms.
How do you know I'm going worms?
Because everyone told me.
I've never played that class in my life.
That's
And
sus.
I am
So, by the way, I don't hear sound either from Pyre.
What is... I don't know why that is happening.
That's okay. It's fine. Oh wait, I'll just put on Spotify actually.
If you've never played Worms, then I'm a bog hag.
Rotor did have sound? Okay, so it's... Some people have had it, a couple people haven't. Don't know what the deal is there, but remote play, as always, finding new ways to mess with us.
Hmm.
We play some Hades 2 music, how about that?
That'd be funny. Alternatively, we could play ABBA.
Or maybe I could play some Transistor music and that specific one that I can name correctly on stream and I won't get banned, is that true?
My local remote play settings look in the panel.
Yeah, the
we
panel
could-
is fine. Yeah, it's up, yeah.
You're referring to this one. Yeah, this one's maxed out.
Yeah, it's same for me. It's fine. I'm fine.
Okay, let me see. Did you send me a friend request for
Yes,
Steam?
I did.
Okay, let me track it down.
Ooh, do I have to do it again?
No, I just was not looking. So
Gotcha.
I probably have received it. Okay, yes, I have received it.
Coolio.
Okay. Nice. Let me throw this back on. Let me get you an invite. Should be sent now. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you were saying you might go on keyboard mouse?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And do people have preferred triumvirates?
I like to go with the Beyonders.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm gonna stick with the accusers.
Okay. Let me just set you both up here.
Oh, I have a different keyboard set up this time, so let's
We can
see
check
if
the
it's
controls in a
nicer.
minute. We can switch them up if you want.
Oh, I just literally have an external keyboard hooked to my laptop
Oh.
this time, so yeah, it's a clickety-clackety.
Ah, I
So-
see.
Yeah. Good old mechanical.
Okay, so then take you off the withdrawn. And onto...
I am going to make a disclaimer to the audience that I am not great at this yet.
Ah, don't worry about it. Everyone
Yeah,
has to
I'm
start
just-
somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, we have a
or-
never to return song request of my choosing. Ooh, that's... I have to make choices? What is this? Nonsense. Which one do we not hear very often? I feel like we don't hear... Oh, Essence we don't hear very often nowadays. What was the other one I was thinking? Tempers as well? I was gonna go Tempers. Maybe I'll stick with that. Okay. Anything else we would like to do setup-wise for this one? This will, of course, be both Core and Ansa's first match of the day, so maybe we keep it simple for the time being. And Ansa, did you want to check the key bindings, or are you totally set on that?
I would like to
That's
check
fine.
the key bindings because I use the Vorak, and sometimes it gets a little funky.
Okay. Also, let me just quickly check remote play to make sure that you actually have... Yes,
A
it would
keyboard.
help if you could actually do anything, first of all.
Okay. WASD. There we go. Not the point and click adventures. Thank you. Okay, it's set to Dvorak fine, so I'll be okay.
Okay. Nice.
Now I just have to remember that sprint exists.
Sprint is a myth. It's all a part of your imagination. It's not real. Okay, well
Am I
now for what it's
supposed
worth,
to-
Pyre volume has gone away from me as well, and I'm not sure why that
Oh.
is. Did I just accidentally hit one of the settings to get rid of the volume? Hold on. What did I
Is,
just do?
Am I supposed
Why-
to mute while doing the match?
Are you guys hearing it? No, it's not showing up on stream.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm not
hold
hearing
on.
any
I
music.
might just restart Pyre real quick. I don't know
Okay.
what I just accidentally pressed to turn off the audio. That was weird. We're on the controls screen. It's not like there's anything I would have accidentally clicked there. I don't know what happened. All right, let's quickly restart Pyre.
Oh my gosh, the anticipation.
Let's restart Pyre.
Oh,
Maybe for the best. I'm still not hearing it. It doesn't look like it's showing up on stream either. What did I do? How did I do this?
We love our little weird.
Is there like a
Spaghetti
hotkey
coated
for muting
game.
that I accidentally pressed or something?
It's gotta be on your end, Lids.
Is there a mute button? Somewhere? That I did not even realize existed? Okay. Well then.
What happened?
In that case, how do we feel about no game audio?
Let's do it.
Let's
do
go
it?
for it. Let's do it.
You have to commentate not only the match, but you have to do game audio too.
I'll be like
We
tapping
gotta
on the
get someone
table
else to
as
do
we're
it.
going.
Yeah. We gotta get someone else to do this.
I have to do never to return tempers because we had a request for that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Capella.
I need to think about how to do never to return. Oh, man.
Get out your
Get the
mandolin.
get
F4 or
get the,
F1?
Get out your guitar, your lute.
You gotta do some voice warm ups to do the
Right.
acapella right.
I just pressed both F1 and F4, and neither one seemed to do anything. Press them again. So that does not appear to be the issue. I have no clue how that happened. It was weird. It just instantly turned the in-game audio off, and I don't know how. All right, well, I guess we're just going without it. All right, well, let me get these two back in here, because I think, given how we had to restart, I do need to reissue the invites.
All right. Let's go.
Alt F4. Maybe that's the solution. All right. Well, we have
wonderful.
that song request. We don't have anything else request wise. So I guess we'll just jump in here. Oh, that is so weird. Not even the sound effects from that.
I'm getting the sound effects on my end.
You
Very
are?
faintly, like super faintly.
Huh.
Yep, I'm getting it on my end.
Okay. So previously, remote play prevented some of the people remoting in from hearing game audio. Now we have given other people the game audio, and I have lost game audio on my end. I don't know how that works, but apparently that's a thing.
Whoa.
Okay, my controller is. I can pause, but that's it.
Okay, wonderful. Love to see it. Want to try the good old unplug replug strategy?
Yeah, I did do that. I can only pause.
Okay, in that case, let's go to fiddle with remote play settings further. Oh, well, I found out why.
Why?
Choose someone.
I found out why we lost our game audio.
Classic.
Did you mute it?
Sort of. It was
down?
almost completely muted. Okay,
So the audio was all the way down.
just about. Okay.
God, that explains why it was super faint on my end.
Yeah, that explains why you were just barely able to hear it. Okay. Core,
These,
let's try this.
These good gaming headphones. There we go. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Everything is fine, don't worry about it. So admittedly, it was of course user error. I think that was never really, well, wasn't really a question. It was just a matter of how did I accidentally do that. Alright, it's quick throwing manly on Core's end. Now no requests, so up to you guys to take whatever you want here.
Sorry, it's been a hot minute since I done this.
No, no worries.
Just don't want that plunging. Yeah.
Taste.
Stillway will be the lead for Ansa.
Again, it's okay. Can you just pick for me and then just
Okay. Yup. What do you want?
Give me give me a demon. Jody. And then give me L1.
This one?
Yeah. L2. Yeah, that one. Crush and heal. And then give me on the right side. Bigger and give me the health.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Talisman, give me give me the speed.
Speed, I am
Tailwind.
speed.
Tailwind crest, yes.
Become Sonic.
Yep.
Jody has got to go fast. Confirmed.
Trying to remember how I usually do my loadout.
Right. Trieste's Plume on Pamitha.
Okay. Give me Barker.
Okay, let me find where Parker. Here we go.
Okay. And then give me L1. Yeah, that one. Lightning run. Triple jump. Moonsault. Okay. And then give me the one on the right. Yeah. Glory dive.
Okay.
And then give me the vanishing throws. Shooting star.
This
So that.
one?
Yeah, that one.
You'll hear. Okay. Do. Sisters working together.
Perfect. The extra damage. Alright, here we go. Our first matchup between Core and Ansa, and our first time with Ansa playing during the
Hello.
RITE NITE.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So
I'm
we're
on the
in-
right side.
Ah, that's
So,
Core.
yeah, that's
I'm not. I'm tap. I don't know if you can hear my tippity taps, but it's.
yeah.
Let's
Can you
Let's-
check Pyre if the controller's set to the right side? Oh, they're both
Oh.
plastic.
Huh?
Oh,
Very,
we had this
very
happen
classic.
before.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Ooh.
Probably replug.
Okay.
Move on, sir.
Oh, now I'm you.
Okay. If I come back in, I am on the left side.
Okay. Now
We
we're
are
both
both on
controlling
the
the left.
Okay, hold on. Let's move. Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
now.
we need to go into Pyre. It needs to go into Pyre, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, there. Now try this. There we go.
Oh. Okay. Is this the
now
correct people?
Now I cannot move.
Oh boy.
Wonderful.
Maybe I replug or.
Sure. Replug,
Our
and if that doesn't work,
beautiful-
I'll change your controller on remote play.
Beautiful, lag-free, perfectly coded, absolutely
Okay,
beautiful.
Cool. Can you move?
Yes, I can.
Look
Okay.
at that. First try. All right. Want me to give
Ready?
you guys a countdown?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go from this page. So I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and on go I'll hit resume. 3, 2, 1, go. We're using those exploding saplings. Ansa, with the stowaway here.
Poor
Oh, crap.
exile.
Manly. Shielded. Moving in for the throw.
Accusers make their
Good for
mark
25.
upon the flame.
Stowaway again. This time she's blocked and banished. Or once again moving in with Manly. Oh, and just barely sidesteps the cast and gets another quick throw off here. And Barker getting some banishments and vanishing with his throw as well.
Barker threw it in.
15 damage on his throw though.
That's it.
Barker again. Opts not to go toward Pyre,
Why, that was
but does get the orb back here. And as he is drifting away, throws that one in for 15.
Oh, crap.
Manly banished.
Hansa with Pamitha. Pamitha blocked though. Banished here. Core sneaking around the other side with Barker, but does not quite have enough damage. Stowaway again. Oh, not quick enough to avoid the sapling placement. Tamitha. Exploding sapling gets rid of her. Stowaway teleports, but she's quickly banished as well. Jody for Core. Over the cast. Knocks back some defenders, makes some room for Barker to jump in for the win.
The accusers prevail.
GG.
It was as though the
GG.
scribes themselves stood by their side.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's
Uh-huh.
proceedings.
All right, well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything we would like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll just reset this song real quick. Oh, and Camilo comes in and turns Customize off. Alright, so randomized Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans once again here. Could still do an arena.
Oh boy.
Could still do
I
a
will
song.
Cry. I will cry if I get a sap.
Oh, okay, well, we'll have to see what we end up with then.
What's wrong with the saps?
Oh, I can't play them worth anything. Like, I'm gonna die even faster. Especially if it's the first one. I could never get the hang of them in the game.
Maybe it's because you take them for the saps they are. And not the saps they should be.
Maybe you're barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
Alright,
End
well,
round.
seeing no other requests, why would you cry if you get the best exile, says Camilo. The sap enjoyers are, jumping in to defend their favorite
It's because
class.
I'm basic. I'm basic. I go zoom and then I try. I don't do. I have not learned the pro strats yet.
You've not learned the way of the log champ?
I'm not yet bumping on the log.
Alright,
Something,
well,
something.
let us get started. Let's see what we end up with for the randomized stuffs.
All right. Customize.
Is that a
up.
boat I hear?
The accusers.
No, it's Follisolium. Okay, fair enough. Well, it is Cur, Savage, and Sap for Core. It is Crone, Savage, and Imp for Ansa. See what else we can figure out about these seps. So that's infinite stamina on Ulmer, it looked like. Barker. For Core, goes the throwing route for 14. And Gareth, for Core, does have the Savage salute, so teleports and then throws it in for 20.
All right. Gotta contend with that.
Gareth again. Whoa! A crazy stylish jump, I might say. Meanwhile, Raji, sneaking through for Ansa.
Ah, crap.
Does not make it all the way there, but does set up a decent portal. Now Core, on the counter, throws that one in for 15. Gareth, teleported, but now gets the orb. It's throw intercepted this time. On this occasion, though, does get it. Cuts it a little bit short, though, rather than the full 20, just 18. Once again, does not end up with the orb after that first teleport. Has it now, though, and slithers his way through with the zigzagging jump once again. It means no Gareth in this round after the plunge, but it means one score potentially all that Core might need. Barker sidesteps the cast.
Good.
Hansa picks it back up. The Core back with Barker, and Barker's
I
throw.
thought I had one more exile.
The accusers prevail. And what a crushing
GG.
victory it was.
GG.
The rite is ended.
Well played, you two. Alright, let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Camilla, your plan to make me play a sap has failed.
Alright, well, we'll turn Customize back on, but let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Right, I was gonna say, Customize off is not the most guaranteed way of giving you a sap, so careful what you say there. Don't give Camilo any ideas.
I mean, Camilla has beef with me ever since I played Triple Harpy.
Oh, but
Not like
Yakety
really.
Lilac comes in and has a different idea. All doggos. 100%
Ooh.
curs.
Okay, let's go.
Anything else we'd like to add on top of that, or are we just looking at the exiles for this one?
What if we said no sprint?
I mean, you could. It would be tougher.
So the story behind that is when I first games, everyone was like, "Wait, why are you not using your sprint?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that exists." And I had gone the whole game not using sprint the entire
man.
time.
Oh, and we're gonna
So-
end up on a boat. Okay.
Boat. Oh, Hulk of Oars, my favorite map.
Oh, a fellow boat enjoyer. Okay, nice to see. Well, let's get
Yes.
started. So all curs on the boat.
The accusers shall confront the Beyonders. Welcome.
So we know what exiles we are going to see here.
The rites.
But oh, that's unfortunate news for Core. I mean, we could reset if you want to get rid of the hangover effect.
Yes, please.
You,
Actually,
what?
you
You
know
don't
what?
want
No,
-5 presence?
actually-
What's the problem, Core?
No, I went -5 presents.
I mean, if you would like to give it a shot, you can.
What does it mean if you have -5 presence?
We're
means
about to
that
find out.
The presence goes through the roof and you die instantly.
Has this happened before with negative presence?
Dude, it can happen. Usually, there's a fairly simple fix, but Core is deciding not to use that fix.
He already has the things.
Alright, so we have negative presence Barker going up against Speedy Dalbert.
That's so menacing. Negative presence park.
He has no presence, but he is old Bark.
A leeching Dalbert on Core's side.
We're on the boat anyway, so I don't need presents.
All right, if you say so. And leeching on Rookie as well. Minus bite plus bark.
Where I can't see. It has to interfacing. Is there not a
Where is your
cur?
last cur? It's Barker.
Oh. I just was trying to refuse to play Barker because I despise him.
Oh.
He's just a bully. I don't stand for bullies.
That is kind of true.
No. Wait, where's the infinite stamina one? When carrying the orb.
There's oh, you can fully restore your stamina when you pick it up.
Okay.
Might be what you're
Actually,
thinking of.
We might go with that. This is my first time using that, so let's try it.
Well, that was banishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Into the adversary's
There is negative presence, Barker. Not stopping him from throwing it in.
How little my aura is.
the orb
It's not even that. Can I still? Probably not, right? Okay, yeah.
It's not that big of a difference, to be honest. This is what Kerr's usual starting aura size is just 3, or well, they have 3 presents.
The accuser's pyre.
So the difference between, what was it, -5 and 3 is actually not that
It's
big,
the same-
apparently.
It's the same between 3 and 1, right?
Accusers
Because it
press
caps
their
off at
luck,
1.
perhaps? In goes the orb.
So I basically have 1 presence.
Yeah.
Into the adversary's flame. The orb flies true.
Yeah, this is gonna be a quick game.
Delbert.
Oh my god, I missed!
Rookie. For core. Throw intercepted.
There goes the orb.
Now core with Barker. Banishes 1. Switches back to the other exile. Big explosive temper proc there.
Rookie's
Creating a
aim
little more
was
space
true.
for core to throw that one in.
Now go.
Delbert
Glory to the scribe.
pops in there. That means 1 score potentially. All the core needs now. Ooh, a little bit of extra boat magic boosting there. Sets up core for the winning throw.
The accusers prevail. They overwhelm their adversaries utterly.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Alright. Well, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
I forgot how slidey curs are.
That is true. They do have a lot of momentum. Alright, well, we'll reset ourselves here. Let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one, and in fact, it's getting late enough that we might even make this our penultimate rite. Our last one in which we'll take requests before the Liberation Rite. Might make sense for us to do that now. So if there is anything we would still like to see before the night is through, then let us know. Oh dear!
Oh?
Now that actually... That one does come with some implications. We were looking to get Macaus in, but I think he left before we got the chance to do so. I don't know. Is he still in chat right now?
No, I
Nope.
think he left. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Glade and Grand Ceremony will be the song. So for what it's worth, now I know, Yakety Lilac, you had made several requests thus far for 3 of a kind, for different types of exiles. 3 saps is different. Because if we don't take specific precautions, this quite literally breaks the game. So, in order for that to not happen, we must have each player take the talisman that prevents them from using their cast, the cursed talisman. Otherwise, with all the saplings in the arena, Pyre gets confused and will instantly crash. So it is still
love
possible, but we will need to do
very
that.
well coded, absolutely impeccable game.
Right? I mean, it is possible. It is possible, but we do need to make that little step to avoid having the game crash on us.
How much experimenting was done in order to realize this?
Well, I mean, we modded in a third sap, so usually that wouldn't even be possible. So I guess it's kind of understandable how that's just not something they would have ever had reason to test. But naturally, once we got the ability to use 3 of a kind of every type of exile, eventually we tried doing triple sap against triple sap and quickly came to this realization. Okay.
There's also this was the longest rite ever. It was a boat match. Well, there was a boat match with 3v3 saps, and it lasted. Can you guess on how long do you think it lasted?
30 minutes.
47, I believe. 48?
Hey, that's terrifying. That's
So
terrifying.
you're in for a treat soon.
Am I, with my inability to ever use them anyways?
Well,
Am I in it for a treat?
we're about to find out.
Barking up the wrong tree?
Well, there are no curs to bark this time round.
Oh
The
lord.
accusers versus the beyonders.
Okay, so is it the first one that needs to take, or each of them need to take?
Shouldn't matter which. Well, you can only take one copy of that specific cursed talisman. You just need to have one of your saps use that. Thor will lead with the quick throwing manly.
Why Manly first? Volfred all the way.
Because Manly Jr. We gotta look out for his kids. Wolfred didn't name his kid, so
Wolfred.
he dehumanized his children, or I guess detreeifies. He deforestation. Yeah, something like that. You get the idea.
So, is it sanctified by the government or something?
I don't know.
Because deforestation, they gotta get something out of it for the production value. Did
This is
they
fun,
get
right?
made into?
Yeah, it's the Black Claw is the one that both of you are going to need to take on one of your saps.
And I can't take this, right?
You cannot take Guardian Sapling. Correct. Technically speaking, you have to be all right side, otherwise you kind of create a workaround. You can still create a sapling and the game gets really
Where?
confused.
Here's Manly. And where is it? Claw?
It's the claw. Yeah,
This
that one
one?
right there. Exactly.
Manly.
Volfred as your last pick?
Yeah.
Some judgment being passed around here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We may have known which exiles, but we did not know which order the exiles would appear in until the players selected them. Like we're discussing the social state of Volfred's son. Whoa! That's a cardinal sin.
What just happened in the chat?
Whoa, Core, not cool. Not cool.
Hamma?
We had a civil war about this, Core.
I understand. I was not there for that. You'd have to remind me.
How dare you?
I think I was only part of one of them. It was the C one versus the land.
The Battle of the Spiral Sanctum?
Yeah.
It was even related to the original longest rite that we were sort of talking about earlier. How dare you disrespect the history of Pyre like that?
Orb is up.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, buckle in, folks. It could be a while. Now, granted, usually saps are well known for being very defensively oriented, and having 3 saps on each side means it's going to be a slow defensive match, but as Core is demonstrating here, with things like the quick throwing saps, courtesy of the quick throwing talisman, people have been finding more ways to make the saps more of an offensive presence. So we were talking about this, I don't know, a few weeks ago, just saying how it seemed like it was unlikely we would ever break that record for the longest possible, the longest ever, right? Just given how what used to be the formula for creating that setup has kind of been broken
gosh.
down.
I promise I'm trying. I promise I'm trying. I don't know what I'm doing.
The key is, as you can see here, typically going to revolve around those long-range sap throws. They do have the longest base throwing range of any class. It's usually a very slow charge up for that throw, but if you can create a sapling like this to create a bit of a safety zone, then it makes it a little bit easier to get the throws off. And there is the rekindling. That is, of course, one of the other reasons why the sap matches tend to take a long time, is if you go all in on rekindling on all of your saps, then you have more than doubled your Pyre life at that point. The Core going in for the plunge.
Oh my gosh.
Now to the flame.
Disgusting.
Oh, crap.
Disgusting. It'd be one thing if that was manly, but on Volfred, disgusting. That was interesting. Don't think I've seen that one before.
I don't even know how to move with him. I don't know how to. Okay, so that's the sprint. That's the sprint. Okay.
Big exploding sapling play there. Core back with possession, relatively close to the Pyre, and throws it in to take the win.
Okay, I admit it. Sapling is pretty fun. Okay.
Now you see the light. Now you see the light.
I see it a little bit. It's still complicated. I might do a little more AI messing around with sapling now.
Okay.
Yeah, sap takes a little bit to kind of get used to moving.
Because I was sitting here going, what is the everything?
Yeah, definitely. It's probably the most unique class in the way that you play it. So definitely takes some getting used to.
I'm used to Camillo weaponizing the crap out of the sapling, the little critters springing up.
All right. Well, I think it is time for our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. In which case, we'll be headed to the Fall of Solium. We'll turn that sermon intro on, and I guess we'll go old never to return here, since we have player 2 as the Beyonders. That's another one that we don't see all that often, but we won't take any requests from chat for this one. We'll just have both players take their preferred teams to finish things off in style. So,
All right.
if you two
Triple
are
harpy,
ready,
let's go.
let's do it.
Hear me, exiles. You heed the summons to the fall of Solium. Here, one of you may walk the path to glory. Know that the scribes themselves are watching. Accusers, stand ready. Prepare yourselves, Beyonders. Who shall conduct this rite?
I am beyond prepared, eh?
So as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our liberation rite, so no requests from chat for this one. Both players just finishing things off in style, as Core will lead off with Gilman. Ansa taking a speedy Pamitha. Core apparently trying to make some kind of statement with Lendl here. And he is playing as the Accusers today, so that does make Lendl his team captain.
What talisman did he have in the campaign?
I do not remember.
Was it Living Flame?
Might be?
Chat?
The Fate has one of those, right? Where, is it the opposite one? Is it
Dying
Dying
Flame,
Flame
I
for the
think.
Fate? Yeah.
Does anybody have time to go to
Okay.
the
Camilo
wiki?
does not remember either. Alright,
Okay,
just
we'll
go
just-
for it.
it's fine.
Let's say if you want to really go for it, we could look in the wiki.
Lendl has the coal, says Phaler.
Oh, he's the coal. Okay,
Really?
interesting.
Huh. Yeah, I did not remember that.
Sure.
The
Oh,
others
great.
have Living Flame. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Alright. Sisters are up.
Alright, and it'll be Tamitha with the Triesta's plume here for Ansa.
Liz, we gotta do that playthrough where you play through the Pyre campaign, except all the opponents are real humans.
Or
Like
what?
me, like I'm the Pyre Hearts.
Oh.
And Taylor's the Fate. And you try to win.
But that's true, I
cry.
guess. The extra starting Pyre Life plus Living Flame, there is a synergy there. Maybe not the strongest of synergies, but they do work well together, technically speaking. As it'll be Raji with that Living Flame we were just talking about. And then Triple Harp with a speedy Zaxiana for Ansa. So alright, here we go, our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite, Core on the left representing the Accusers, and Ansa on the right representing the Beyonders. Best of luck to you both.
Oh boy. Dang. This is gonna be a quick ride.
And there it is at last.
And there it
The
is.
Accusers proved their worth.
GG.
As for their adversaries, they did not.
Well played, you two.
Thus ends the Liberation Rite.
Good game.
Good game.
As we were saying, that was our Liberation Rite, our final rite of the night. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today and everybody who gave us the requests in chat as well. I'm gonna hop out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next time. Alright, let me just quickly free them from Steam Remote Play. Oh no, that's, hold on. To do this now. Whatcha? Take that. Okay, let me throw on that screen. Well, thank you all for watching. As I was saying, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who participated and everybody who gave us the requests in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the RITE Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. My streaming schedule is Fridays, we are doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, Saturdays, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, then Sundays, obviously Pyre multiplayer. Then as of late on weekdays, when possible, we've been squeezing in some First Descendant streams, one of those games people were talking about at the beginning today, in addition to doing some Hades 2 and some Helldivers 2 on occasion on YouTube. Lids is there as well and posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you miss anything, you can catch it there as well. Lids Vids on Twitter as well. I'll post there whenever I go live, and you can also hit the follow button to get notification when I go live. And the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids, especially when we're doing the little more irregularly scheduled First Descendant streams, is by joining my Discord, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.